What if the sister wives you thought you knew was just a polished illusion? Behind the cameras, one wife quietly orchestrated a secret power play that blindsided the entire family, while another's heartbreaking pain was carefully hidden from viewers. It wasn't filmed, at least, not the way it really happened. But those who were there, they still remember the look in her eyes.
Mary and I, after that divorce, left Robyn and went to dinner together. I gave her a special ring, and we probably went home and made love. I mean, I'm just like going, we're not breaking.
That moment, when Robyn Brown made the move that would change everything in the Brown family forever. Tonight, we're peeling back every layer of this story, the manipulation, the heartbreak, the legal twists TLC didn't want you to see. And Christine's confession, the one that could rewrite everything you thought you knew about sister wives. It was late autumn in Flagstaff, Arizona. The kind of afternoon where the sky feels heavy, gray clouds pressing low, a hint of wood smoke drifting from the neighbor's chimney. The Brown family cul-de-sac looked quiet from the outside. But inside the homes? Silent storms were brewing. Christine's home. Christine sat at her kitchen island, a chipped mug of chamomile tea cooling in front of her. She was wearing her soft blue cardigan, the one fans had seen in earlier seasons. Her hands moved absently, twisting the edge of a napkin. I didn't see it coming. Not like that. We had our issues, sure, but what Robyn did. It wasn't just about her and Cody. It was about the rest of us, about everything we built together. Christine had been in the family for decades. She prided herself on holding the spiritual wife bond together when the others drifted apart. She cooked, hosted, mediated fights. But over the years, she'd started noticing a shift, Cody's visits shorter, conversations colder. And always, the same excuse, Robyn needs me right now. Mary's house. Mary's living room was immaculate, cream sofa, matching throw pillows, scented candles neatly arranged. But the air felt cold. She sat by the window, watching dry leaves scrape across the driveway. Mary, flat tone. I knew something was going on. You don't survive this long in a plural marriage without learning to read the undercurrents. But I thought, maybe it was just another Robyn, Cody phase. Backstory layer, Mary. Mary had been Cody's first wife. Once the legal wife. But when Robyn came into the picture in 2010, things shifted fast. Mary agreed, at Cody's request, to legally divorce him so he could marry Robyn for the sake of the kids' custody. It was supposed to be purely legal. But Mary often wondered, was that the first move? Was that when the game really began? Janelle's kitchen. Janelle stood by her counter, stacking mail. Bills, more bills, and one envelope marked urgent, HOA. She sighed, rubbing her temples. Janelle, practical, slightly annoyed. If you ask me, this wasn't just emotional. This was financial. And Robyn? She's strategic. Backstory layer, Janelle. Janelle was the numbers person in the family. She tracked the property purchases, the business licenses, the taxes. She'd been the one to warn Cody, and the wives, about overextending on Coyote Pass. But her voice rarely carried the weight Cody gave Robyn's suggestions. Robyn's house. Robyn was at her dining table, papers spread neatly. Her handwriting, elegant, looping, signed document after document. The sound of her pen scratching against paper was almost hypnotic. She wore a soft maroon sweater, her hair perfectly curled. She glanced up briefly at the TLC crew filming. Oh, these? Just normal things. Family things. But on the top page? A contract, Not for TLC, not for a property sale, but something far more personal. The event started as a family discussion in the big shared living room at Christine's house. The camera crew set up quietly, 2 operators, 1 boom mic tech. A producer whispered something to Robyn, who nodded, glancing once toward Cody. Outside, the wind had picked up, rattling the window frames. Inside, tension hummed like static electricity. We've been reevaluating some things. For the sake of the family's future. Mary's brow furrowed. Christine shifted in her chair. Janelle crossed her arms. This isn't easy for me. But I've decided to take over certain responsibilities. For everyone's benefit. She slid a folder across the coffee table. The camera zoomed in, the edge of a legal contract peeking out. Christine, quietly, to herself. Oh no, no, no. Christine's breathing grew shallow. The crew later said they could see her knuckles turning white as she gripped the armrest. Christine, to Robyn. You didn't even talk to us. You just decided? Robyn, gentle but firm. I did talk to Cody. And he agrees. This is the best way forward. Mary looked at Cody. Mary. Cody, is this about the business accounts? A silence. Then, Cody nodded once. Janelle. This isn't about helping the family. This is about consolidating control. You're putting everything under Robyn's name. Fans on Reddit later dissected this moment endlessly. One top comment read, "You can literally see Robyn smirk when Janelle says that. She knew exactly what she was doing." And then Christine dropped it, the confession TLC didn't air in the original episode. Christine, voice trembling. I found out, this wasn't just Cody's idea. Robyn met with a lawyer weeks before she told us. And she told him to make sure none of us could undo it without her consent. The room went still. Even the crew froze. Robyn. Christine, that's not fair. But Christine's voice hardened. Christine. No, what's not fair is pretending you're doing this for the family when you've been playing a long game since the day you walked in. When Christine made her accusation, time seemed to stop. Every eye in the room fixed on Robyn. But what most viewers didn't realize, this moment wasn't just emotional. It was legal. And it had been set in motion weeks earlier, behind closed doors. Through court records and insider leaks, we know now, Robyn had met with a family law attorney in early October. The meeting took place in a nondescript office park on the outskirts of Flagstaff, tan stucco walls, a faded sign that read Baker and Associates. A receptionist remembers Robyn arriving precisely at 9:45 a.m., wearing oversized sunglasses and carrying a leather binder. She declined coffee. She was polite, but direct. She said she needed advice on multi-party asset consolidation, which is not something we hear every day. The attorney she met with, Michael J. Baker, specialized in complex estate structuring. His past cases? Dividing ranch properties, protecting inheritances, even reorganizing business partnerships after messy dissolutions. Under Arizona law, even in plural marriage situations that are spiritually recognized but not legally binding, assets can still be consolidated under a single person's name if all members consent. This can create an informal trust, which isn't easily challenged later unless fraud can be proven. By the time Robyn slid that folder across Christine's coffee table, much of the paperwork was already drawn up. The other wives? They were never meant to have a real choice. Back to Christine's living room. We're still in that same family discussion, but let's stretch the beats. Cody leans forward, elbows on knees, hands clasped. He's speaking slowly, deliberately, as if he's trying to control the room's temperature. Cody. It's about security. About making sure everything we've worked for isn't vulnerable to outside forces. Janelle. Outside forces? Or your other wives? Cody's jaw tightens. Cody. Don't twist this. Robyn's eyes flick between them, but she stays silent for a moment, letting Cody carry the defense. This isn't new for her. Fans have long noticed her skill at letting Cody play the bad cop while she maintains a soft, almost injured demeanor. Past reference, 2015 episode 9. When Cody convinced Mary to legally divorce him so he could marry Robyn for custody reasons, the dynamic was eerily similar, Cody making the case, Robyn playing reluctant participant, the other wives blindsided. Reddit user Brownty Spiller posted. It's the same playbook. Cody frames it as, for the family, Robyn acts hesitant, but the outcome always benefits them directly. Christine. Robyn, if this is really for all of us, then put my name on it too. Robyn exhales through her nose, a tiny, sharp movement the camera barely catches. Robyn. It's not that simple. While this living room scene unfolds, we cut to B-roll of Coyote Pass. Wide drone shots of dry, empty land. Fences half finished. The wind carries dust in slow spirals. We still owe hundreds of thousands on this land. And now, Robyn's suggesting she take over the finances? This isn't generosity, it's consolidation. Once it's in her name, she decides if we even get to build. County records show the Coyote Pass property tax bill for 2021 was over $7,500, and it was late. Penalties had begun accruing. Facebook comment from Marianne P. Mark my words, once Robyn's in control, she'll find a way to get the other wives to sell their portions to her at a discount. Christine straightens in her chair, pushing her tea mug aside. The steam has long since faded. Christine. You know what this feels like? It feels like you've been playing chess while we've been playing checkers. And we're the pawns. Her voice wavers, but she doesn't look away from Robyn. The silence stretches, and it's Robyn who finally blinks. In plural marriage, trust is currency. Once it's spent, there's no way to buy it back. And that's when Christine drops the second bomb, one that changes the energy in the room completely. Christine. I've already talked to my lawyer. And if this goes through, I'll be filing to remove my assets entirely. The crew catches Cody's face, the tiniest twitch of panic. Mary stands abruptly, chair scraping the. The crew catches Cody's face, the tiniest twitch of panic. Mary stands abruptly, chair scraping the hardwood. She's pale, lips pressed tight. Mary. If she's out, then maybe I'm next. Robyn's eyes widen. This wasn't in the script. The producer's voice crackles faintly from off camera. Can we take a beat? But the wives keep talking over each other, voices overlapping, sentences cutting in half. What happened next wasn't supposed to be filmed. But the cameras kept rolling. And the footage has never been aired in full. Christine is at the counter, wrapping plates in bubble wrap. It's after midnight, the clock over her stove shows 12:47 a.m. She's barefoot, wearing an oversized sweatshirt, hair tied in a messy bun. What you're seeing here was never aired on TLC. This is body camera style footage from a secondary crew member, taken the night Christine decided she was done. The only sound is the crinkle of bubble wrap and the occasional clink of ceramic. In the background, the hum of the fridge seems loud in the quiet. The afternoon before this moment, Christine had a phone call with her lawyer. Her lawyer, Dana Whitfield, was calm but firm. Christine, once those signatures go through, your leverage is gone. This is your window. Either you act now, or you accept the new structure. Christine later admitted in an off-camera interview that she cried for an hour after hanging up. Not because she was sad, but because the clarity terrified her. Under Arizona property law, once a legal document transferring shared assets into a new trustee name is signed, rescinding it becomes extremely difficult without proving coercion or fraud. Even if Christine had no legal marriage to Cody, her informal marital contributions, time, labor, shared expenses, could still be argued in court, but the process could drag for years. Let's expand 1 minute into 7. Christine places a plate gently in the box. Stops. Looks at it. This is the sunflower plate. Fans will remember it from dozens of dinner scenes across Sister Wives seasons. Her fingers trace the sunflower's outline. Her shoulders rise as she inhales deeply. Christine. It's just a plate. It's just a plate. She wraps it anyway. The sound of tape pulling off the roll is sharp, almost jarring in the quiet. Sometimes, the real breakups don't happen with screaming. They happen in the softest hours, when you're deciding which plates you get to keep. While Christine is packing, in another house across town, Cody and Robyn are still awake. Crew footage shows them at the dining table, Robyn scrolling on her phone, Cody pacing. Cody. She's bluffing. She's just trying to get leverage. Robyn. Then why is she loading boxes? The producer asks if they want to go over tomorrow's plan. Cody waves it off. There's no tomorrow plan. She's not going anywhere. Past reference, 2018 Season 13, Episode 2. Fans saw the exact same denial when Mary first mentioned moving out. Cody insisted it was just talk, until she actually rented a separate house. Reddit user FlagstaffWatcher wrote, Cody's strategy is always ignore until it's too late. Works in his favor when the wives get tired and stay. But Christine wasn't tired. She was done. Around 2:15 a.m., Christine sits at her kitchen table, a mug of chamomile tea steaming in front of her. She's FaceTiming with her oldest daughter, Aspen. Christine. Honey. I'm not waiting for him to sign anything. I'm leaving before it gets that far. Aspen's eyes widen but she nods. Aspen. Then you do it, Mom. Don't look back. Christine swallows hard, blinking fast. In that moment, Christine made the mental shift from wife to ex-wife. From insider to outsider. And in plural marriage, that shift is irreversible. In fundamentalist Mormon-inspired plural marriage culture, leaving isn't just a breakup. It's often viewed as a betrayal of God's covenant. Women who exit can face social shunning, loss of community ties, and even strained relationships with adult children still loyal to the family unit. Christine knew this. She'd seen other women leave, and watched how they became ghost stories told in whispers. Facebook comment from Amy C. Christine's bravery is bigger than just leaving a man. She's leaving an entire social structure. 4:43 a.m. Christine carries the last box to her car. It's dark and cold, frost glitters faintly on the windshield. She sets the box down, breath steaming in the air, and looks back at the house. Just for a second. No lights are on. No one's at the door. She slides into the driver's seat, starts the engine. The headlights spill across the driveway. For a full 10 seconds, she doesn't shift into reverse. She just sits there, gripping the wheel. Finally, she exhales, puts it in gear, and rolls away. No dramatic slam of the door. No screaming match. Just the sound of tires on frozen pavement, the quiet kind of leaving that still echoes. By 9 a.m., leaked photos of Christine's empty living room hit a sister wives fan Facebook group. Twitter threads pop up instantly. Christine finally did it. Hashtag Team Christine. Robyn must be thrilled, she got the assets without the competition. Cody's house of cards is collapsing. Reddit thread she's out reaches 3,000 comments in under a day. Top voted reply. Remember in 2015 when they swore Mary's divorce wasn't a big deal? Yeah. This is why we didn't buy it. Christine rents a small house closer to her adult kids. Janelle begins quietly moving her finances into a separate account. Mary stops filming for 3 weeks. Robyn and Cody? They schedule another meeting with Michael J. Baker, this time without cameras. Christine's exit wasn't the end of the Brown family story. But it was the first crack that couldn't be sealed. And once cracks form, the whole foundation is at risk.